I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel, child. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to the cookout. Nice to have you, child. I'm still getting things ready. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, though. I wanted to make sure that I logged on with you guys right away before, I was too late. Oh my goodness. But it is giving me the blues yet again. But come in, everybody. Drop your side dish into the chat. You know what? I needed some banana pudding, some blackberry cobbler. I'm down for the desserts right now. Y'all know we had a big dinner yesterday. So whatever y'all can bring in is good. And we are here to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 1. Take the poll at the top of the chat, okay? If you are here for the live, take the poll. And if you are a part of the replay, I want to know what your vote is in the replay too. We are trying to figure out which of these friendships or alliances is going to irk the viewers' nerves this season, okay? Is it going to be Angela and Drew, Kelly and Shamia, or Phaedra and Porsha? That's who I want to know, child. So make sure that y'all vote. And we'll get to it at the end of the chat. Hold on. At the end of the live, okay? All right. Now I'm back on. What's up, everybody? Nice to see y'all. Have y'all here. Who do we have? I see Lady D Keys is in the chat. She is a moderator. So if you guys get any type of instruction from her, make sure you follow it. I do not mind different opinions. That's cool. Just keep it respectful. You know what I'm saying? If this is not a show you like, you don't have to cuss anybody out about it. Just, find something you do like. What's up, Miss Jacqueline? Nice to have you. I see Linda is also here. Welcome to the chat, Linda. Good vibes. Nice to have you. You said you got peaches and cream cobbler. Yum. Thank you. I appreciate you, Miss V. What's up, Dyrese, my big cousin? Nice to have you. I also have my sister in the chat. This is my real sister. We have the same mother, same father, okay? Thank you for coming through, clone. We also got Miss Brenda in the house. Nice to have you, Brenda. All right, y'all. So listen. This is going to be a doozy. The reason why I put Shamia and Porsha back to back like this, if y'all have not been paying attention, this is going to be the season where everything pops clearly between these two. I could tell just by Miss Shamia's energy and her tone that she is going to lay Porsha out some kind of way. I don't know if she's going to get away with it, but she's definitely going to railroad her or spill all of her tea. She's going to do something. She's not over what happened last season. And a lot of viewers who had real high hopes for Miss Shamia, y'all know by the end of it, they couldn't stand her. By the end of it, Shamia stopped being the fan favorite. People thought that she was too much. People thought that she was too much and they did not like her very much. So, and then by the end of it, Andy Cohen was asking her questions like, girl, where's Gerald? There were certain things that he expected from her for the family. Didn't happen. So we're going to see how this plays out, because between Shamia and Kelly, oh my God, Kelly, between Shamia and Kelly, I think that they are going to give Porsha the hardest time on the show. Hey, Erica, nice to have you. All right. Let's see. You said you bought some cold cut sandwiches with some chips. Okay, child. Keeping it simple. I appreciate it. We did have a huge dinner yesterday for Easter. So yes. There's a lot of stuff that's still left over. So y'all make sure y'all get yourselves good and full. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay. So listen, it opens up. Y'all know they give those little skits on Bravo where they tell you where everyone is for the most part. And we get to see Phaedra with her son, her and Apollo's son, I should say. And he is so handsome. He has the best features of her and Apollo, I think. And he's taller than her. I know she said that he was worried about whether or not he was going to get any taller. He has gotten a little bit taller than his mama, a little bit taller than his mama, but not by much. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, child. You just said, I wanted to say the Shamia's commercial was great. The intro with Cynthia was amazing. Intro with Cynthia absolutely was amazing. Did not see the commercial with Shamia because I fast forwarded because I needed to move quick so that I could be a part of this. So I will check it out later. But I do think that Cynthia, baby, them cheekbones, okay, them cheekbones was talking. She looked amazing in that scene. Anyway, I want to thank Miss Ty for blessing the channel. Okay, and if anybody else would like to bless the channel, I appreciate y'all. All right. Anyway, we got to see her, and then we also got to see Kelly with her oldest, who's on her way to Spelman, and beautiful daughter. I don't have anything bad to say about the kids, child. I'm going ahead and for all we know right now, with everything that Kelly got going on financially, which seems to be a lot. She had some of her restaurants closed. It looks like there's a lot of craziness going on with her husband or ex-husband. He does not pay child support on time. Seems to be in and out of jail for not paying child support. All I'm going to say is she's never going to take her foot off of Porsha's neck. Whatever production needs her to do or say when it comes to Porsha, it's going to come out of her mouth. And if Shamia doesn't say it, Kelly will. That's what we know right now, okay? Kelly's going to say whatever it is to stay on this show, okay? But they get to show us that. Anyway, it opens, though. The scene opens with Miss Angela Oakley and her husband, Charles. And Angela's still in the same place she was last season, child. She said that her and Charles are actually in a good place. They're in a better place, and it's getting better every day. She can't say anything bad about her marriage right now. Y'all remember last year, she said that she was married for almost 10 years, and they have been in marriage counseling since the first year of their marriage. So never stepped out of it. You know, maybe that's just their thing. Even though I do like them as a couple, I hope that, this show does not break them up at all. I like them as a couple. Anyway, she's making some hamburgers. We also know that she can't cook very well. She's already said that Charles is the best cook. But she's cooking some hamburgers and some hot dogs, child. Something very, very simple. And she doesn't know how to work the grill. She doesn't know how to turn the flame down, of all things. So she calls him over and he's like, yeah, it's fine. There's no problem. She's like, this isn't Burger King. Like, she's having this little fit. And he's like, I'm going to sit my ass back down. Okay, I didn't come over here so you could be yelling at me and acting a fool. You asked to make these burgers, make them. Make them and call me when they're done, right? So after it was all done, she feeds him the burger. He took the hugest bite. I have never seen anything go into, like half the burger was missing when Charles bit into this burger. And he said, this is good. Like, he enjoyed it. And then he turned it around and pointed it to the cameraman like, look, what you're not supposed to do. So he's breaking the fourth wall already. And he don't give a damn. Those people are visitors in his house. So he doesn't care. He doesn't care, which I actually like. Thank you, Charles, for not being anything other than yourself when it comes to these cameras. He said, check this out. This is a good burger. This is a tasty burger. Okay. It was big to me, child. It looked like he swallowed half of that damn burger in one bite. One bite. Okay. Anyway, somewhere along the line, he starts choking, though. So I don't know. He swallowed something wrong, child. A lot of people were saying that it was a dry ass burger. He didn't say it was dry. He just, he got a little chunk in his throat. That's all. Anyway, Angela said to her daughter, could you please go get us something to drink and get him water, something clear? And he's like, what the hell does that mean, something clear? And she said, not cloudy, because, when it's cloudy, that means somebody put a Mickey in your drink. And then we get a flashback of Charles on that dating show or relationship show. We've seen this lady before. I've seen her before. I should say that I've seen her before do other reality TV stars. She sits with them and talk about their relationships. But anyway, when Charles was on that show and he was asked, how did you get married to Angela? Like, what happened? Why did you decide to marry Angela? Charles says with a very straight face, I don't know. I think I was drugged. Okay. He said he thought that somebody slipped his ass a Mickey and he just ended up the next day with a signed marriage certificate. So she says that, let me jog your memory. This is why. And he goes, rolls his eyes like, shit, man. And he said, I apologized. I told you that it happened. And we good, right? Like, we can't keep rehashing this old shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that much time left on earth, and I choose not to do this. If you know anything, Charles is not wasting his time repeating himself with the same BS over and over. Angela, this is not what you brought me out here for, okay? Angela ends up saying at the end of the day, cool. She says in her confessional, I didn't ask that man to marry me. He asked to marry me. He planned the wedding. He bought the tickets for Vegas and said which hotel we was going to stay in and all the rest of it. I didn't, okay? And she said, but from here on out, what I can promise you, and I hope she keeps her promise, is that she is not going to try to combat or deflate another rumor. I don't care what that man says or what anybody on this damn show says. You're not going to see me fighting anybody for a rumor again. Okay, you can say he's sleeping with the candy woman. You could say he got rollers in his hair. I'm not fighting it. And I say good for her. You know what your relationship is. Stop fighting everybody. That's how we think. That's the reason why we think something's wrong. It's because you're fighting everybody. Furthermore, I can tell that Charles has never been anything more than what he is right now. We all knew that. Like, anybody who's, over the age of 10 can tell that Charles is exactly who he is. And it's you. Most of the time, Angela, it is you who is pushing this man to be something else on television that he does not want to be. He does not want to have to put on those pretenses. He's always going to be himself. And I am grateful for that. So if that's what you love, girl, love him. And stop trying to make him out to be something else like you do in the very next scene where she says, give me some love. She stands up, give me some love. And he goes, shit. You want a hug? You want a hug now? So he stands up, hugs her. It was a pretty meaningful hug. And then this lady says, now grab my butt. And he said, no. No. But you can tell they were joking. It was a very playful moment. It was very playful, but he started laughing at her, even though he was quick to say no. Anyway, stay out the comments, stay off the blogger site, stop paying attention to the other stuff that's going on outside of your house, girl. You get paid to be on the show. Let us do our job and you just mind yours. And you will not have any problems. You'll be married for another 10 years, okay? Come on in, everybody. Hit the like button, share the video. We are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17. I did like the episode. I thought that it looked very opulent, right? It was very opulent, very much money. All the stuff that people were asking for from Porsha last season. Bitch, where's your mansion? Where's the money? Where's the cars? Showed up in this scene. In fact, it was more than half of the episode. More than half of the episode. So it was a good episode, okay? Anyway, let's move on to the next. Let's talk Porsha and K Michelle. So these two show up. These two show up and they are having a little chit chat. We find out that Porsha and K Michelle know each other. They have some history. I did see the movie that the two of them were in. I think it was on Tubi. But she's like, we go way back, we've been in movies together. She calls me up and talks to me about her music. People think that we look alike. Y'all don't look alike. But she said people think that we look alike. Perhaps they're, the pictures that they do a little work on. But that's about it. Take the poll, everybody. Anyway, K Michelle says that she is a country music singer now. That is where she is. That's the genre that she belongs to, not to R&B, even though that's how, her comeuppance happened. And she said that she is tired of people trying to pigeonhole her and tell her that, she can't sing country music. And they give us a little history. And Porsha says something that I want all of us to stop doing. Porsha said that white people don't realize that country music was started by Black people. And if we don't stop giving them that type of crazy benefit of the doubt and then turning around and saying, oh, they're robbing us of our culture and this and the other, in the next breath, I don't know why we keep doing that. In this century, we need to stop it. Okay. They know exactly what they're doing. They just keep getting away with it because every generation we keep telling the younger group, they don't know. You got to teach them. They're unaware. They know more about your hair, your cooch, your dingaling, whatever it is. They know more about it than you do. And if you don't stop pretending like them people are clueless, they know, just like your ass know. Okay? Come on in, everybody. I hear it all the time. Everything is not a teachable moment, baby. They wrote the history. They know it. And it's the reason why it is today. We just got to stop doing it. That's it. Anyway, she makes that little statement to K Michelle, and K Michelle actually says, yeah, that's true. Girl, not true, K. You know better. You know better than that. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. But yes, anyway, after all of that, K Michelle said, listen, baby, this is her time to shine. It's her moment. Beyonce is out there with her Cowboy Carter song. She actually gave her album, excuse me. She actually gave me a call and said, baby girl, I appreciate what you out here doing because now you've inspired me to do what I'm going to do, right? And actually set up a meeting with her to meet with K Michelle, sent her flowers and all kinds of stuff. Because Beyonce said, that's part of my heart too. I grew up listening to that music. This is what I want to do. And I am also being pigeonholed. And I'm Beyonce, damn it. Okay. So they start talking a little bit about that. It was real good to see. Real good to see. But we got to change the tune. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Kay also shared that she got married to her longtime boyfriend from high school. His name is it Caden? I think it's Caden or Caden. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, okay? But she said she got married 2 weeks before filming started. 2 weeks before filming started. And she said, baby, I gave that man an ultimatum, okay? I've been dating. We have these on again, off again moments. He's my heart. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to keep sitting around here waiting on this man. So he had an ultimatum and he took it. He figured it out, which is cool, right? She also tells Porsha that, being on or back in Atlanta is a little iffy for her because those Atlanta girls previously, I'm assuming she's meaning from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, she said they dragged her ass through the coals, right? And she starts crying, saying that she hasn't been able to make friends with Atlanta women and that Atlanta women has given her the blues and that really the Atlanta women are the reason she works as hard as she does on her music because she had to basically make sure they had egg on their faces. Now, I don't know if she means all Atlanta women because baby, you still here. I'm not a born and raised Atlanta woman, but I am here now. But she tried to give a little heat to Porsha about bitch yo folk, the Atlanta women. And Porsha said, girl, let me just tell you right now, if anybody's been dragged, it's been me. Okay, so right now you need to keep your focus on what you want to accomplish and get done, especially when it comes to this show. Okay, because if you start falling into those damn traps, people's going to take you off your square. Okay, Porsha gives her a hug and gets everything squared away. You said Rashida and Kirk gave her the heat. I remember that she was talking about them damn 2 earrings. Okay. Anyway, she said, I guess it's still a memory in her head to the point of where she's crying. We also know that she's had some hard times with Tamar, but I think Tamar's from Baltimore, from the DMV. Tamar's from the DMV, so I don't think that counts. Caston, thank you, girl. I appreciate you. Anyway, after she spills all her beans to Porsha and basically wanted to emphasize that Atlanta is a mean girl city, Porsha got to share her side of the story. Okay, Porsha said, "Well, here's what's going on with me, baby. I'm divorced finally. Okay, even though that man keeps dragging my ass in and out of court, I'm finally divorced. Okay, and a huge portion, at least the ones that counted anyway, in that prenup, a huge part of that prenup was able to stand in court like I got my house. Now we remember they weren't allowed to film in her house last year, but they showed every inch of that damn house, the property, the back, the front, everything. Porsha said, I'm still in that house. And then she gave a little, a wink to the haters because they said, are you going to stay in it? Because that's the rumor, right? That she doesn't have the money to get the bank loan, to keep the house, and yada, yada, yada. And even she said last year that she didn't know if she was going to be able to keep the house because her mama, and I believe her sister went house hunting with the realtor. And she was like, oh, this is cute, blah, 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 right? Anyway, long story short, in confessional, she said, I'm paying for the house. So hell yeah, I'm going to keep it, right? We'll see. Because Simon has defaulted on every damn thing. All the stuff that he was supposed to pay for, also a part of the prenup. He's not here, so they really can't force him to do anything. The only recourse she would have is if she had to sell it, whatever, I think they're supposed to split the proceeds in half, whatever his portion would be, they would take those proceeds out of it, whatever he didn't pay, and give it to her. That would be the only recourse. But as of right now, she's in it. Interesting. I wonder if she does take over the bank loan and then she decides to sell it later. No, I don't think that's how it works. So if she decides to sell it later after she takes on that bank loan, all the proceeds would belong to her. Anyway, this is a rough time to try to get a bank loan. So let's talk a little bit more. She ends up talking about her friendship with Shamia. K. Michelle asked her, who's going to, I think she said she's having this party. And K. Michelle said, who's going to be there? And she was like, your friend Shamia. And yeah, Porsha said, we're not friends. That's my ex-friend. So let's go on ahead and draw that line in the sand right now. That's my ex-friend. However, I want to see if Shamia is going to come to me with smoke or if she's going to be cool, because that's really what this is. She said, so I decided to invite her. I don't really fuck with her, and we haven't been to, hanging out with each other for a long, long time, especially after what happened last season. So she says in her confessional, we don't fool with each other, and rightly so, because what she did to me last season, Porsha takes an issue with. But she said, I am going to invite her because this is my new start with these girls. I'm the lead on this show. We all know she's a lead. So I want to see if she's going to basically fold and see me as the leader and, do what we need to do, or if she's going to try to knock me off my throne like she did last year. And it looks like she's going to knock her off her throne, like she's going to try to knock her off her throne. Okay. You said Bravo may pay it for Porsha. Pay what? The house? Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to see if that's true. I don't see that happening though. Anyway, they would put her in they'll put her in one of those, in a hotel, the 7-Eleven before they pay for that house. That house is expensive. But anyway, she tells her who all the women are. And she also said that she doesn't want her baby daddy to be there, Dennis, because she was like, are you, kicking it with Dennis now? Porsha said, I am not, but he's my family. Okay, so don't get it twisted. I'm still cool with Dennis. I don't want anybody using Dennis against me. That's my family. That's my baby's father. But I want to be outside. Okay, I want to be adored. I want people to have an interest in me, men, women, whomever. Okay. I want to be admired by somebody new. I'm tired of being up in this damn house all day. But everybody else needs to show up with a couple. Show up with your man. That's how we're going to play it. Because again, thank you, production. It looks like production is saying we need more interaction from the men this year. We need more interaction from the men. Y'all ladies be getting into these silly ass fights. We loved Charles and what he brought to the show. So we need y'all to find a boyfriend, find somebody, because that is how these rent-a-center men ended up on the show today or last night. Okay, come on in, everyone. Hit the like button, share the video. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to share with y'all is Simon Guobadia is about to do another interview, this time I believe with Tasha K, if it hasn't happened already. And he plans to, I guess, blow Porsha out, show text messages that Porsha had with other men like Future and other people. He said that he had the text messages. He's going to give them to Tasha K. And this is all happening before this rollout. So I just want to share that Simon Guobadia is bitter as he is still bitter, baby. He hates that he lost, and he's going to do whatever it takes to make Porsha looks like crap. Okay, so Porsha got a lot of forces working against her this season. All right, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Next up is Shamia and Kelly. So Shamia is at home with her kiddos, and I think her mom is also there, or maybe it's one of her sisters. Anyway, y'all know Shamia, I think she's a really pretty woman. She is a very beautiful, actually, very beautiful woman. And she has a beautiful house. I think that she's probably what people would think of when you think of like princess type of living. I would think of a person like Shamia. So let me start with that. Hold on, y'all. I did pay the light bill. My light just turned out. Anyway, Kelly stops by, and from the moment Kelly hits the screen, in my opinion, you can tell that these two have an alliance, and y'all know they thought of some things to do this season together so that they can get the bullshit rolling. Basically, there's no other way to put it. But I'm guessing they're going to be the new frickin' frack. That's what they want to. That's the energy they're giving. Kelly comes in. She's loud as I don't know what. There's babies in the room. She's screaming, "Oh my God!" It's just too much for me. I'm hoping that she pipes it down when we get to the next part of the season. But anyway, Shamia ends up saying in her confessional that Kelly is her best friend forever, my BFF forever. So she's letting us know whatever she knows about Porsha, Kelly knows about Porsha. This is all code, because there isn't anything that went down between Porsha and Shamia that Shamia has kept a secret. And we already saw Shamia last season. Anytime anybody asked her a little bit of a question, she was bearing her soul in every scene. And we kept saying, why does she keep doing that when Portia's not doing that? Why not just take it directly to Porsha? Well, this time she's letting us know she's taking everything to the altar, and the altar is Kelly. Okay. Anyway, Shamia and Kelly, I guess, are making some sort of care package for Kelly's daughter. And Shamia puts like some wine bottles and I guess a pregnancy test and some other stuff in the basket, which kind of unnerves Kelly a little bit. But we all know that hopefully that's a joke. That little girl, she's only 18. I think she's only 18 anyway. I think she's only 18 anyway. So she can't even have alcohol. But, it was something to play. It was cute. Then Shamia talks about how she owns a rum company in Grenada. And she said that that's going to be a yearly trip. She takes an annual trip to Grenada now, and she's trying to learn business, become more business savvy. She has multiple jobs. But in her confessional, she says something that made me a little curious. She says that even though her husband has invested a lot in her, over six figures in her music career and things like that, and we know that she still does movies and stuff, she says that she wants to have her own money so that she can contribute to whatever is going on in the house. She says she doesn't think it's fair for him to pay for everything. And I don't know where that energy is coming from. She's been married for almost 10 years. She has two kids. She's working on a third child, at least she was last season. Shamia is speaking like things aren't too solid, because if you've been married to that man for a long time and he does not care, his money is your money, why do you keep separating yourself from what he has going on? That's y'all house. That's y'all cars. That's y'all's money. I don't know why she keeps doing that on screen. I don't like it. It feels funky. It suggests that there's a problem somewhere. You've been living off that man's money this long without saying shit. Keep doing it. You have these jobs. I don't know if she still works at the radio station. Maybe she does. But she says, I still work at radio. I still work for the Atlanta Hawks. I guess she does some MCing thing. What else did she say she do? I guess the singing, the movie career. You have a dream life. I would rather you talk about your dream life and stop talking about how you got to get out here and scrape your damn knuckles against the ground and be a regular worker bee like everybody else. Baby, ain't nothing fun about working all damn day. You have a beautiful life. Talk about that. That's crazy to me. I don't know. What does she do with her paychecks? Ty is asking that question. Yeah, because I would put every paycheck into whatever, investment account. Why do you keep acting like you regular schmegula? You are not. You are not regular schmegula, boo. I don't like that she talks about herself like that, and I wish that she would stop. Period. Okay. Anyway, or tell us what it is. Is he, tight with the purse strings? Did he tell you that he's not putting another dollar in you? What? Tell us that, because there's something else going on. But after she finished sharing that news, she also says that Porsha has this event, this couples event that's coming up over the weekend, and she wants to know if Kelly is coming. Okay. And Kelly was like, yeah, I guess, this is shocking. A couples event. Who is she going to bring as a couple? And Shamia said, I guess somebody here. It's her party. Hopefully she brings somebody. Agreed. But Kelly gets her life off of this little moment. Even though Kelly knows damn well that Porsha is divorced and that house belongs to Porsha, Kelly is cutting up. Why would she bring another man into Simon's house? She's laughing, and I mean laughing like Eddie Murphy just told his best joke, laughing, screaming, hollering, eyes bucking open as wide as saucers. I'm like, Kelly, if you don't pipe your broke ass down, if anything, child, you should be trying to figure out what she did to get what she got. You're doing the wrong thing right here, in my opinion. But she is losing it. And Shamia's on the side like, yes, girl. That's right. She definitely, yeah, well, we'll see. Anyway, I don't know what that was about, but it was too much. Kelly, stop. But it is funny. Well, what if she wants some cutty later? Is she going to be fucking in that man's house? And Shamia's like, well, I'm sure she already has. I'm sure she's already somebody in that man's house, girl. What are you talking about? Of course. Shamia. Yes, of course she has. Absolutely. And she's thrown hundreds of parties in that man's house already. Have y'all been paying attention to the IG? She's had 100 parties in that house before this one without Simon. She was given the house. Simon had to move out the house, and then he left the country. He went to Dubai before he was, taken out the country legitimately. Like, you gone. Y'all acting like this is something that just happened. I think the joke is on you for not even knowing the storyline for real. But the way they keep rolling out this bullshit backward, not cool. Let's see. Watching from Trinidad. What's up, Trinidad? Nice to have you. You said Kelly is a tiny hot mess, and needs to mind her own business. Anyway, she put it on thick. Like I said, baby, if they didn't give her a contract for season 18 yet, yeah, she's making sure she secures it because she got a baby in Spelman. You know what I'm saying? And that daddy ain't helping. That is what it is. And I don't even think that's that girl's real father. But she had everything. She thought of everything she could to call Porsha in the scene. That woman, she basically called her a nasty hoe who will do anything for whatever. And how dare you, and get out that man's house and blah, 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 blah. So she's looking for Simon to give her a call or get in her DMs and give her whatever tea she needs so she can keep this storyline against Porsha going. I'm the person you call. And I hope, first off, let me just say this. I don't think that they know Porsha very well. I don't think Kelly knows Porsha very well. Last year, I thought that Kelly was a real sweet person until, her and Britt fell out. And then I was like, ooh, Kelly is one of those people that starts off real nice, but when it comes to it, she is a firecracker and she's going to get in your ass. And she might be a little cuckoo too. I think she might be a little cuckoo for sure. Come on in, everybody. But her and Porsha are not a match. I don't think her and Porsha are a match. And last year she might have got away with a few more things than she will get away with this year. That's what I think. I'm putting all my money on Porsha, but we'll see. Okay. Hey everyone. Thank you, Miss Angie. Anyway, we get this little flashback of Shamia asking her husband if he will accompany her to the couples party. And he said, let me think about it. Okay. Which is just code for hell no. He absolutely wasn't going to go when we saw him in the scene. But like I said, since Andy Cohen said that he needs to see more, she said, I'll have you see more of him saying no. I'll have you see more of him saying no. How about that? Come on in, everybody, hit the like button. Thank y'all. Anyway, now it is the dinner, okay? The first 15 minutes was just that. And now for the rest of the episode, it is Porsha's party. And Porsha is having a dinner called, the real name of the dinner is Mystic Island, okay? But you can tell that Porsha had nothing to do with the setup of this party because she sat in that damn confessional and said, oh yeah, this is called Majestic, what is it? And then someone offset says Majestic Island, and they start showing us the actual invitations and everything says Mystic. And I'm like, not only does Porsha not know the name, but damn it, the producers don't know the name either. So in this case, I'm not mad at Porsha, but they said, baby, this party's happening at your house. Okay, you're going to have it. We'll pay for it. We'll get all these invitations and shit out. But this is happening here. Everybody's showing up here, okay? Come on in. You said her husband don't want to be on the show. I don't know how much they're paying her, and I don't know what they asked for in her contract, but they asked for more of Gerald. They did ask for more of Gerald, okay? So we'll see. Anyway, the guests start arriving. It is an all-black event. I mean, people are dressed to the nines. I don't know if people could tell, but Porsha had a little wardrobe malfunction. She had on this, like, can you see it? You can see it in this thumbnail. But she had on this shirt that kind of looked like a bib. It's not a shirt, it's a dress, but it kind of gave a bib type of look right in the front. It was supposed to cover her breast, or at the very minimum, her nips. You know what I'm saying? Now she got that new breast job and everything, but that dress was not appropriate. It was not right, because every scene you could see the tape, like actual tape, covering her, the colored parts of her situation. And I was like, well, girl, if I can see all that, you shouldn't have worn that. You're not supposed to see that. That was for a lady who had a little less bosom. Okay. For someone who had a little less bosom. Come on in, y'all. Anyway, just so y'all know, very much a wardrobe malfunction. Cynthia Bailey brings a bean bag with dreads on it, child. Cynthia was also asked to bring a man. Cynthia brings a bean bag with dreads on it. And then on camera, she says, I want you to meet my boo. And she ends up FaceTiming a man that she dates. And we all know that he lives in London. Oh my goodness. It was so embarrassing. But Porsha's asking, child, is that the voodoo doll that you used to get the man? It was so hilarious. But she puts this man on FaceTime for about a good 15, 20 minutes and literally was walking him around and introducing him to the other men and stuff like that. It was shocking. I did not expect that from Miss Cynthia. The other thing that I did not expect from Miss Cynthia, I don't know if y'all saw this, but Cynthia's caboose is bigger than Porsha Williams' caboose. It's bigger than Porsha and Phaedra's put together. Cynthia Bailey is rocking a whole mountain back there. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Oh my God. Goodness gravy. Come on in, y'all. You said the couples were wearing that shit. You said, and why have the couples wearing that shit? I don't know. But they were supposed to come dressed nice. Anyway, who else had an outfit on that I thought was interesting? I think that K. Michelle came in. K. Michelle came in. She wasn't wearing any of the colors, okay? She had a little black around the sleeve, but she was wearing like a lime green, pretty much like a color like this, suit, real nice. But she know damn well she saw black tie event, wear black, must wear black. She said, oh, I didn't see it. But we all know K. Michelle, she is not. Okay, when she walks into a room, you're going to see a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, I'm not blending with y'all. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. And I don't blame her. You said Cynthia been dragging a wagon. A whole mountain. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh my goodness. So Cynthia's sitting. I mean, Cynthia fine as wine no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying anything negative about Cynthia. Cynthia is a beautiful woman. I just did not realize that she had all that going on. I didn't. Anyway, it was funny to me. That's all. So anyway, love Cynthia Bailey. She's amazing. She's a queen. You feel me? Now let's move on. Little bit, Miss K. Michelle said, I'm not dressing like everybody else to get blend in. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And the only other person who didn't wear the dress code was, who was it? Charles Oakley. Charles Oakley had on a baby blue suit with like a, I don't know, some sort of polo shirt. I don't even think it was a button down. It was a polo shirt. So he's another person who's going to do exactly what he wants to do. You're lucky he got out the house, okay? But they came in, they sat down, they had a good time. They're introducing themselves. Miss Drew Sidor came in. Drew Sidor looked amazing. All of these ladies looked amazing in their confessionals too. Very beautiful. But Drew came in also with a man in her phone. And it was the man Black that when Porsha accused her of sleeping with last year, she said, absolutely not. I don't know where you're getting that. She was upset. And this year, she admits, we do a lot of things, okay? The production team point blank asked her, is this somebody you're sleeping with? She said, we do a lot of things in the phone. Okay, so she basically let everybody know she is dating this man. And she said, the mother effer under the stairs is still in my house 2 years later. That would be Ralph Pittman. Ralph Pittman is still living in the damn basement, okay? So she let everybody know that too. That was hilarious. But she said, yeah, I'm free now. So at this point, even though that man is still in my basement and I'm not divorced yet, I don't give a shit. I'm showing up with my date. She had him on Zoom. And she also walked him around so that everybody would get a chance to meet. I'm telling y'all, there must have been something in their contract that said that they needed to have that man there, and they tried to find a workaround. I'm not kidding, because who brings men in the phone? Okay. But not only did Drew have her man in her phone, he stayed on the phone for the full 3 hours. She propped her phone up at the dinner table and literally was having a conversation with that man the entire dinner. No joke. No joke. I was like, ooh, y'all must have really gotten rope-a-dope by production. Y'all must have really got rope-a-dope by production. There's something happened, I promise y'all. Every other show have a husband or a boyfriend. It's only the RHOA ladies that move more solo than anybody else on their franchise. So I think that they told them to get it together, okay? I don't have proof, but that's what it felt like to me. Because Porsha Williams herself rented a man, okay? She rented a man. Who else rented a man? Kelly rented a man, even though she wanted to pretend like she did not. Whoever that man was, I think they called him Trey. When he walked in the door, Miss K Michelle, who, if I call her Little Bit, y'all, that's who I'm talking about. But for whatever reason, I call her Little Bit. K Michelle said Trey is everybody's man. He's everybody's man. Again, sometimes when you get into that higher tax bracket, there's a man that goes out with those wealthy women, and that's what K Michelle was saying. Look, that Miss Kelly was with one of the men that date everybody in the wealthy circle. He's an escort, okay, to put it mildly. You know what I'm saying? He's an escort. Phaedra rented a man because she's not dating Chet in real life. We never see Phaedra with Chet, the one that she brought over to Married to Medicine, that Apollo said was his good friend and would eat at the house with him and Shireen or whatever her name is. Yeah, that Chet. He showed up at the party with Phaedra. Phaedra don't show that man on her social media or any place else. He's only there to be an escort. They're all getting paid for these men. And we know that, who else? Sheree paid Martell. Sheree paid Martell to, hang out. I'm going to say allegedly, but you know what I'm saying. Sometimes people don't have a date and they have to find these folks. Kelly said, I date. He's a date. It's not somebody I rent. Nobody asked you if you rented him, but because you said it, you do rent him. He looks like a rent-a-date. And like I said, K Michelle, who didn't even live in Atlanta, her ass was over there in Nashville. She said, "Oh, I know that." So you did rent him, okay? No, she doesn't. What? No, who doesn't? What did I say? What did I say that you're saying? No, she doesn't. Anyway, like I said, oh, you're talking about Phaedra. No, Phaedra doesn't show that man. He's a rent-a-date. There were multiple rent-a-dates this scene, okay? Anyway, Pinky Cole stops by Shamia's house. Her and her husband, Dave, they stopped by Shamia's house before going to Porsha's house together because Shamia is dragging her feet. She really does not want to go. And she said in her confessional, she said, baby, the way we got into it, okay, she mimed or meme, however you pronounce it, a back and forth that her and Porsha had during a text message. She said we was giving each other the finger left and right. Talking about you want it, you want. She was doing all that, all the hand job, baby. She said we basically cussed each other out, told each other where each other's mamas can go, your daddy can go. We said everything up under the sun to each other. And that's how we ended that conversation. And now I'm being invited to her house. Is this a setup? I don't know if I should go. This is what Shamia is saying, but she's like, I'm going to go. You know what I'm saying? And then she gets a fake call from Gerald. It wasn't fake, but it was definitely timed. Hey, baby, where are you? And he's like, I'm in Charlotte. She's like, you're in Charlotte? What you doing in Charlotte? We had a layover. She went, well, if you got a layover, I can't be mad. I mean, I bought him a matching outfit and everything. Let's go, because that's all she wanted to do. I can't wait to see how she plays this out the rest of the season. Is Gerald going to be in any of the other episodes we're going to see where he's a part of the group? You said that Shamia looks like she lost weight. She probably did. Y'all know she had a lot of body work over the summer, according to the people on the cast. Anyway, when they leave, we finally get Shamia and Dave to show up. Shamia, Pinky, and Dave to show up. Y'all know Pinky's a restaurateur. She also used to be a producer on Maury Povich. I found that out today. I saw a little post. So she's a woman who has a lot of accolades, very, very wealthy. We all know this. She was supposed to franchise her business, Slutty Vegan. And I guess she made a decision not to do it and was able to buy it back from those investors, but it got her in a little bit of a money spot. So she had to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Anyway, I reported a little while ago that she had lost her home, but it turns out that that home was taken illegally and the court did give it back to her. So she was successful at recouping her house, and all she got to do is pay out that debt, right? So we'll see what happens next. I do hope that she is very, very successful because she has an amazing product. She sounds like she's very smart, a very business savvy woman. And you can tell that she don't play any games, okay? But she ends up walking into the house, the three of them in Porsha's house. I'm doing this from memory, so if it feels a little disjointed, my apologies. And she spills her drink. As soon as they walk in the door, she grabs a drink off the tray and she spilled it. Okay, she spilled it. And then they go inside. And when they go inside, Porsha swallows hard as soon as she saw it, right? She's like, as soon as she saw Shamia, everybody is like, hey, hey, hey. And y'all know Shamia is the life of the party. She's kind of, her and Porsha actually have very similar personalities. But Shamia walks in and she is a bright light, baby. Her and Pinky. Pinky's a little something too. But Pinky's making her rounds. She don't know everybody, but she's walking up to everybody at that table and saying, hi, my name is Pinky, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So she's letting people know I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not shy. I'm here to work. And Shamia's doing the same. And Porsha realizes she got to get her ass up out that chair. If she wants this scene to come back to her, she got to get out of that chair and she got to meet her guest. So she pops up, she walks right to Shamia. And Shamia's giving her a look, but she has a smile on her face. And both of them are giving each other fake smiles, like, what's this bitch about to do? And Porsha was like, hi, I'm so happy you came. Oh my goodness, welcome to the bar. She was like, thank you for inviting me. She's like, anytime. And then Porsha air kisses her on both cheeks, right? Mwah, mwah, kind of thing. And I was like, oh shit, you can tell right now that this is where it's going to be. And Shamia cuts her off right after that. Like, I'm focusing on someone else because you can tell that Shamia has a plan in her head. She has a plan in her head, okay? Oh, thank you, Miss Erica. I'll let you know where I got it if you send me a DM on IG. But she said, yeah, girl. Porsha starts, if you saw Porsha's face when Shamia cuts her off, Porsha actually does a look like, you know, is this girl going to give me some grief? Is she going to give me grief or something here? Am I going to get the blues from Shamia? But Shamia just ends up hugging, who did she hug? She hugged Cynthia and some other people, right? Now, the other thing, there's all kinds of conversations that's happening at this damn party. But Charles Oakley and little bit K. Michelle are getting their life. These two never met each other before, but they are talking to each other like they are old high school friends. Do you hear me? I mean, making jokes about everybody. He's up here talking about, Charles is like, where's the other band member? There's supposed to be three of y'all, right? Y'all SWV, right? 3 singers are supposed to be on the show this season. 3 singers are supposed to be on the show this season. So he's making all kinds of jokes. K. Michelle is cracking the hell up. K. Michelle's making jokes. Don't put me in this group. I'm a real singer. I get paid for what I do. I don't know what those bums get paid for, but not singing. Like, they are cracking each other up, whispering, giggling. I mean, Charles is doubled over on the table, trying to catch himself. Angela's on the side, trying to act like she's a part of the fun, but I'm like, Angela got squeezed out of that conversation. These two people, K. Michelle and Charles Oakley, those are the people that you separate at funerals and weddings. You never want people to have that type of chemistry at the party, right? But they are dying. When Shamia walks in, he said, how the hell you gonna show up 8 hours late? K. Michelle starts cracking up. I'm like, oh my goodness. They were funny though. I was like, these two are going to have us dying. Charles is going to make all the scenes. Anything that Angela asked him to film for, if K Michelle's there, he's coming. Best believe it. He's coming. Okay. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. You said Angela she was looking a tidbit crazy, just a little bit. I was like, Angela, you better jump in here like double dutch, baby. What you say? What's the joke? I want to laugh too, because she was out of there. Anyway, I told y'all that Mike Bless was also a renegade, right? He's a renegade. Everybody knows he's a renegade. And it came out today that he was a renegade. If y'all listen to my where did I talk about this? On my Patreon. I told y'all on my Patreon that the man was a renegade, but they showed him in those Country Wayne skits talking about having an opportunity to come on RHOA. So people are trying to figure out, girl, how long have you known this man, right? You know damn well that's not a person that you know. And I don't know why they're giving Porsha all this grief, because she's not the only person there with a damn renegade. But they're like, when the first time y'all kissed? When's the first time y'all did it? When did y'all meet? Portia's like, during the pandemic, I think. I think it was the pandemic. Mike Bless is like, bitch, you didn't give me any cliff notes. I don't know. You told me to sit here and eat these collard greens like I'm doing. Okay, because he was really eating. Yes, Mike Bless from Ready to Love, but he also does Country Wayne skits. That's been like the major part of his, a big part of his career right now. They had no chemistry. They kept looking at each other with big eyes. And he was like, Heifer, you told me to come here and sit here with this big bowling ball head of mine and just enjoy the filming. You didn't tell me that I was supposed to know things about you. I don't know shit about you. I don't know a thing about you. And it was clearly obvious. He was making jokes anytime they asked him anything personal. And then Porsha was trying to think of a lie. Oh, this is when we met. Now you got Kelly at the end talking about, how would you meet him during the pandemic if you was already with Simon during the pandemic? Sounds like a hoe to me. Like she's doing all of those jokes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He ends up saying, they asked him something like, when's the first time y'all had sex? And she was like, was it 9 months ago? Was it 9 months ago? Everybody at the table screams, 9 months ago? What y'all got going on where the last time you was with this man was physically was 9 months ago, right? Child, bye. Anyway, I hated that for Porsha. I sure do wish y'all would have talked a little more and got your story straight. But damn it, one of y'all going to prison, okay? He's also been in Tubi movies for sure. Yes, he's been in Tubi movies as well. But they were like clocking it. And then, if that wasn't crazy, the poltergeist is a part of the show. Simon's ghost shows up on this show. Now, y'all know last year, Simon said, don't put my damn house on that show, my cars, don't put me on the show, don't talk about me on that damn show. And then he filed a lawsuit because he said, y'all motherfuckers didn't listen. A hard head makes a soft ass. So go on ahead and pay me my $900 million. I'm suing NBC Universal, Truly Production. I'm suing Bravo, Andy Cohen, all of y'all in the lawsuit, right along with Porsha. Simon was on this show 3 separate times as a poltergeist, okay? One time they had the man flashing like Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. Like you weren't supposed to say his name. Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. And you just see him flash real fast like this. I went, what is going on? Why do they have Simon on this show? Did they pay Simon to be on this show? The next time we see him, he's doing something else. I think he's just standing over Mike Bless, okay? Standing over Mike Bless and Porsha like, bitch, why are y'all in my house? And he's in a black and white too. They want y'all to know he's a poltergeist. They want y'all to know he's a poltergeist. The next time we see him, He walks through the scene. Mike Bless kneels to one knee because he is pretending to propose to Porsha. And you see Poltergeist Simon walk through the scene and out the door. It was hilarious. Production, bravo. Bravo. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Simon definitely is going to sue somebody for that shit. I said, not bravo saying, baby, if you want to sue us, okay? All you got to do is come to court, okay? That's it. You think that everybody saw him that last time? I was trying to see if everybody saw him walk through the last time on, like he was on the wall on the screen. I wasn't sure because I didn't see Kelly turn around to look because Kelly pretended like she was officiating the wedding. Anyway, that was hilarious. Come on in, y'all. Now we have Miss Porsha. If I took this out of order, it's okay. Miss Porsha decides she's going to play some adult games with the guests, right? She's like, this is a couples event. Let's start asking the couple some questions. And she ends up asking the Oakleys. Oh my goodness. Hold on, child. She ends up asking the Oakleys if they got busy on the first night, child. Which would have been an okay scene if it wasn't for Angela messing it the hell up. Anyway, she asked, where did I put my notes? Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. Here we go. She asked Angela and Charles if they were ready on the first night. Were y'all ready to get it in on the first night? Did y'all do it on the first night? Whew. Angela said, girl, we was definitely ready on the first night. Charles said, well, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I was like, not Charles feeling so good because of K. Michelle, he laughing and shit, that he literally was lockstep with Angela. It was pretty cool. I was happy for the woman. But then Charles says, well, I wasn't trying to do it with you the first night anyway. Okay, I wasn't even trying to do it with you the first night. Now, instead of Angela just backing it up a few seconds and said, that's because you're a perfect gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a whole lot that you could have done there that would have made that a great moment. No, Angela decides now's the time for me to let this man embarrass the shit out of me one more again. So she says, yes, you did, Charles. And he said, no, I didn't. I didn't want nothing from you the first night. Now he's fussing at her, saying that he did not want to sleep with her the first night. That's not what you want at the couple's party. And she is fussing back because she is not thinking straight. I said, baby, you know who would have never let you get caught up like this is Phaedra Parks. Phaedra Parks would have never let Chet do that to her. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on your game, Angela. I hate that for you. You better figure it out, girl. Anyway, after that, because that was her fault, everybody's sitting at the table like this. I think you hear Pinky Cole scream out, oh, this is Maury Povich all over again. Maury Povich, baby. Everybody is laughing and got their eyebrow raised at Angela. And then finally she comes to and she's embarrassed. Just a smidge, not a lot. But that's your fault. That's your fault. Anyway, K. Michelle and her man is asked who starts arguments in order to have makeup sex. And K. Michelle, she took the crown, baby. She said me. Every single time it's me. And her husband said she's a master at it. Okay. At this point, she starts fights all the time. Pinky Cole and Dave, they were asked the most public spot they've ever done it in. And they said that there was a house they wanted to buy. The realtor took them over to the house and they went upstairs and got it in while the realtor was downstairs. They didn't even buy the house yet. Always wear gloves when you go into some place. Child, you just never know what's going on in there. Anyway, Pinky Cole said, I am a vegan. I am very strict. I do not play. I always said I would never date a man that eats meat. But Dave won her over, and she said Dave is the only meat she'll eat. I don't know if we needed all that, Pinky. It felt like a lot, but okay, cool. Dave also said that Pinky is a freak because she has had 3 kids in 3 years, okay, back to back to back to back. So they let us know that they don't have no problems in that relationship. They get it in wherever they can, anytime. You understand? So I appreciate that. Don't try it. None of the ladies try it. Dave is not available. All right. Shamia was asked, what would she take from her last partner and bring to her new relationship, her new partner? And Shamia said, absolutely nothing. When it comes to Gerald, there are no upgrades, baby. He's it. He's the final one. And Porsha said, okay, baby, nothing is an answer. I appreciate that. Now that's where it should have stopped, but nuh-uh. Drew Sidora, baby, was feeling away. And she said, wait a minute. Speaking of Gerald, where is he? Where's Gerald? Why isn't he sitting here? Now everybody's looking at Drew like, bitch, don't you have a man inside the phone? What are you doing? You're sitting there with nobody beside you. What's going on? And Shamia clocked it and said, he's wherever, he's doing exactly what that one in your phone is doing. And she said, traveling? She said, exactly. Good guess. He's traveling, okay? I don't know why Drew did that. I'm so upset with Drew. Drew was doing so good, baby, but she messed up there. Anyway, by the time it was all said and done, when I tell y'all every eye at the table, including the renegades, was looking at Drew like, if you don't pipe your ass down, shut up. You're embarrassing yourself. We're embarrassed for you. So yeah, she got clowned. Cynthia says she has no idea why Drew has all this damn smoke for Shamia, but she needs to cut it out, okay? Phaedra is also the person who points out that Drew been on that damn phone call for 3 hours. So if she don't shut the F up, okay, everybody, like I said, everybody clocked that Drew was doing way too much and told her to pipe down. And Drew got so embarrassed that she ends up trying to volley it back to Shamia, talking about, well, are you okay? You got a lot of energy for me. Well, she was supposed to. You messed up. You were speaking out of turn. You had no business bringing up that girl's husband, okay? Hush, hush, hush. Anyway, after that, everybody breaks off. We get the men in one table, and then the ladies stick around to the ladies stuck around to chit chat with each other, okay? And this is the scene where you can see Cynthia Bailey's caboose the most. I just had no idea. Cynthia gets up off the couch to move down to the other end of the couch. It was a lot. Anyway, the girls end up having this roundtable discussion where you could see that Angela Oakley is also going to poke at Shamia and Porsha again, because Angela knows that Shamia is just a little soft. She knows that she can get things out of Shamia. And I'm hoping that Shamia is a lot stronger this season. But Angela says, Shamia, you look very nice, right? And everybody's talking about how Shamia got work done. I think, who was it? It was Phaedra. Phaedra said that she had a 360 mommy makeover. Titties, ass, fat sucked out the midsection. Everything was shapely, okay? And she looks amazing. She looks amazing, 360 or not. But Angela brings it to everybody's attention. Child, you look good. You know what I'm saying? Shamia said, thank you very much. And she also said, it's nice to see you here at Porsha's event, considering what happened between y'all last time. Porsha said, listen, I don't have any issues with Shamia. Porsha's trying to lay the groundwork. Y'all hoes can stay out of it. I've already told y'all to stop jumping in our business, but I don't have any issues with Shamia. I am very happy that she's here, okay? And she says it again in confessional. She says, listen, I don't have a problem with her. I was actually excited to see her, so I'm happy she's here. She's not even given anything to production. This is how low-key Porsha wants this to be. Whereas Shamia said, I'm going to reciprocate whatever you give me, which is basically I'm on whatever you're on. I'm happy that you are happy to see me, but I'm on whatever you're on, Porsha. So if you get buck, I'm going to get buck back. You getting buck without her getting buck, though. You're getting buck without her getting buck. And you also have a battery in Kelly's back, because if you didn't want no problems with her, you would tell your good friend, Strawberry Shortcake, don't start nothing. Don't. That's how that gets played. But she's not going to do that, because Kelly, after Porsha says, I don't have no problems with her, and Shamia seems to be cool with that. I don't either. Kelly actually says, well, I want to know what happened in those text messages. Didn't you send her some crazy text messages? And again, Porsha shuts her right the fuck down. She said, what goes on between me and Shamia is me and Shamia's business, not you. Not none of y'all, as a matter of fact. Stay out of it. That's us, not you. And this has a little bit, you know what I'm saying? This has Kelly, excuse me, looking like, oh, okay. But Shamia's on the other end too. Shamia has a weird look on her face. Like she doesn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't know how to take it. Shamia is a very sensitive person. That's, I think Shamia is very sensitive. And when she said that, it brought some emotion out of her, but she didn't know how to take it. Porsha is doing what you could not last season. Instead of you telling people to stay out of your business, Porsha literally drew the line for you last season, and she's doing it again this season. But you're not going to let her do it, because you can't get any scenes with your husband. So you're going to make this entire season about you and Porsha yet again, okay? You said you call her a hobbit. Facts. So anyway, basically, Porsha lets Kelly know, girl, you're a guest at the house. And this is what she says in her confessional. She said, I know what Kelly's all about. I know what number she's on. You know what I'm saying? And Kelly had been going after her on social media about Simon, because I told y'all she was trying to get Simon to reach out to her so that she can yip yap, get all the tea so she can take it back to the show. But she said, I'm not gonna make a mockery out of my event. Not now. But I got some shit for that little bitch later. We'll definitely get into it, and I'm gonna definitely give it to her. We'll see. Cool. Drew and Shamia are also brought up their little beef, what they got going on, child. Nobody cares. Anyway, I don't even know what to say. Anyway, we know that they were beefing last season. They're still beefing. Nothing's gotten resolved or settled. Shamia cannot stand Drew and vice versa. Drew's also going to get into it with K. Michelle, because y'all know they tape the confessionals after the show starts. So we see Drew in confessional saying, I don't know that much about K. Michelle. She was a singer, right? Is a singer too, right? Yeah, I don't know. So you making it seem like that lady's career is in the past. We all know that's going to be a problem. We all know that's going to be a problem. Come on in. Yep, wrong road, Kelly. Wrong road. That's right. Anyway, hopefully this is the last episode we will see between Phaedra and Angela, because they've been doing interviews together and they seem to be real cool. But they have to rehash all that BS that happened last season, where Angela accused Phaedra of, putting it out there that whatever. It's not even worth talking about. It ruined a whole lot of people's livelihood. I don't think them boys that had that podcast, I think it ruined their podcast. I'm not sure that they're still friends. You got to be careful about people using you as a patsy on these damn YouTube channels or podcast platforms, because they'll give you some stuff and then rake you over the coals, and y'all will be jobless, homeless, without foodless. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be everything, and they'll be still stacking money. So stop taking all that tea and putting it out there, and then the shit don't go anywhere. And then Phaedra and that lady are best friends, but you don't have the stuff you started out with. You said Drew was out of pocket for that, for sure. Anyway, after all of that stuff, because it's not even worth talking about, K. Michelle said, "This is boring, corny. I'm going to get my camera time by going outside with the guys." And she took her little cell phone out there and sat on her husband's lap. And Angela said, let me go outside and grab K. Michelle. You're supposed to be in here, girl. Come back in here and laugh and stuff so that my husband can get a good entertainment from you." Anyway, after that was all said and done, that pretty much wraps up the show. Porsha and Mike Bless, they, pretend like they're wrapping everybody up for the evening. Thank y'all for coming. It was real nice to have you. I think that Mike Bless gave a prayer. That was all he was supposed to do anyway. While he's doing that, everybody has their lips snarled like, why is this motherfucker praying? Why is this man standing in front of another man's door praying? This is creepy. You go home and never come back, okay? And that was pretty much the end of the episode. It was really jam-packed with a whole lot of stuff. But baby, I hope that it made some sense to y'all. It was a good episode. It just had too much going on. But this is the premise for the storylines. Anyway, take the poll at the top of the chat so that I can read y'all the results. Before I read y'all the results, though, I'm going to say that Simon's ghost, the poltergeist, he was the scene snatcher for this episode, hands down. Simon was the scene snatcher for this episode, baby. You wanted to be on the show, you are, and I'm telling you now, it's going to go down in history. You was one of the best parts of this episode. Every scene you were in, boo. Mwah. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Now let's do crown or clown. Whoever gets the most votes wears the crown for the question. Whoever gets the least amount of votes will become the clown by default. Okay. I asked you guys, which friendship or alliance is going to irk your nerves the most this season? And the choices were, in case you want to take it during the replay in the chat, the choices were Angela and Drew, because y'all know they had an alliance last year, Kelly and Shamia, or Phaedra and Porsha, because those are the OGs that are full-time this season. And 66% of y'all said Kelly and Shamia is going to be the people that's going to irk your nerves the damn it most. And I agree. I agree with you. I said Kelly and Shamia is going to piss me off, okay? They're going to piss me off before it's all said and done. You said you chose Angela and Drew. All right, y'all. That was it. That was the show in a nutshell. I'm glad that they got everything they possibly could out in the episode, but we'll have to see how they handle these men for the rest of the season, because I think that that is a production request. Get some men in your lives, more couples trips, more couples events, that type of stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. What else? And that's it. Also, let me get my little thing up here, child, just in case, because I forgot to do it when I started. If you guys are interested in the lip bar, let me get the colors up. If you're interested in the lip bar, here's the colors right here. This is a Black-owned business. The deeper color, the violet, is called Prima Donna. Very pretty. And then I also wear a second color called Playmate. And there is either a shopping cart that's on the front of your screen, or if you're looking on your computer, there is a link that is under the menu bar. And yeah, just so you don't think I'm faking it, these are the colors that I wear and have been wearing for the last couple of weeks, child. But she has a plethora of colors. So get whatever you want, okay? And, make it happen, Captain. These are beautiful colors, Black-owned company. And this lady did the work, okay? I think she is a Spelman graduate. She was on Shark Tank. She was on Shark Tank for a little bit. Her name is Melissa. Y'all can look her up. I talked about her on my back wall. I did a whole little post on her and how the amazing work that she does. Okay. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for coming over, hanging out with me for this review. We're going to see how Shamia and Porsha handle their friendship for the rest of the season. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all supporting me. I really, 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 really do. Thank you to my moderators, Clone in the House and Miss Lady D Keys. And thank y'all for bringing a dish. And thank anybody who was a member in the chat as well. Okay, I appreciate y'all so very much. You really do make my day. Hit the like button, share the video. Follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate y'all. Until the next one, bye-bye.